Hello, how is everybody doing today? Today we're making some food. We're doing some food prep for the week. So let's get started. Let me tell you what we're doing. I have some chicken here. I'm gonna roast some chicken in the oven. I have some butter to go on it, some little herbs over here. If you can't see them, they're right here. But I have the chicken to go in the oven, so I'm probably gonna get that going first because that's probably gonna take the longest. But then I have some cabbage I'm gonna cook up with some onion. I have some cooked bacon here and some onion I've already chopped. And I'm gonna put all that together with some butter here. Oh, my mouth is watering. I'm salivating, y'all. It sounds so good. My dog is getting excited over here. She's hearing me say all these words and getting excited too. And then I have some zucchini I'm gonna wash up and slice. I'm actually going to keep that raw. We're not gonna cook that. And then I have some berries here I'm gonna wash. I'm gonna get them in some yogurt and some chia pudding. So let's get to getting, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna make my green smoothie that I've made in another video. I don't really feel the need to show the whole process again, just because I've made it before. So I don't think that you guys really wanna see it over and over because that's probably not interesting. And two, I've done it before, so if you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. But I like to get a green smoothie or two in through the week, sometimes more. It's just a copycat version of the green detox. Actually, I think it's called Island Green Detox Smoothie from Tropical Cafe Smoothie. What's it called? Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It's just a copycat version of that. So it has spinach, kale, lime, coconut water, mango, pineapple, and ginger. And what I like to do is I like to blend the spinach and kale up, put them in a little ice cube tray, make ice cubes out of them, and then I can just toss them right in my blender. I don't have to worry about the spinach or kale going bad in my fridge. I just already have it ready. I can pop it in the blender from the freezer and it's quick and easy. So I make those ahead of time, but I just wanted to show you how I get everything into the blender for the kale and spinach mixture and freeze that up. So I'm gonna show that, and then I'll show you, I guess, a little bit of how I'm making the smoothie, or I'll show the finished product of what the smoothie is. But yeah, I just want to touch a little bit on my green smoothie, and we'll do that really quickly. I don't want to do the whole thing again just because I've done it before. All right, so I've got my chicken washed and dried. I've got some pepper here and some salt. So I'm just gonna give a little sprinkle of each. And then I'm gonna be working inside the chicken and touching the chicken. So I have clean hands right now. I'm going to salt and pepper the other side as well. All right, so I have just sliced some onions up here, and I've cut some lemon as well. So I'm just putting some lemon and onion inside. I also have some herbs. This is thyme, so I'm just going to, actually, is this thyme or rosemary? I think it's thyme. I'm just gonna bunch that up and put it inside there. I'm gonna finish putting the rest of these onions inside. And then I have some butter here, so I'm gonna slice up some butter. I'm gonna have to get a different knife moving forward because I have chicken hands. So I'm gonna try to slide some butter pieces inside. You could also rub this with olive oil if you wanted. That's probably a little bit healthier than putting all this butter on it, but I'm going with the butter. I'm going to flip it over if I can. Okay. And I'm just gonna put this big piece of butter right up in there in that slot. I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna do a last salt and pepper and then flip it back over. This says to cook it at 350 uncovered for 25 minutes a pound. Okay, so I got my hands all washed. I'm just gonna give this a pepper, some salt, and then I believe I said this is going in for 25 minutes at 350, 25 minutes a pound. So this is gonna go in for roughly about an hour and a half. We're gonna just flip our chicken back over, and I'm gonna wash my hands one more time, give this another pepper on the side, and then it's gonna go in the oven. The oven just beeped, it's preheated, so it's ready to go. All right, one last pepper, and she's going in the oven. I also discarded my dirty knife and got a new one. So this is gonna go in the oven, and then we're gonna get started on our next thing. That's in the oven. I think I said an hour and a half, but my math was a little off. It's like an hour and 45, 50 minutes. I'm gonna check it at an hour and 40. It needs to be, I think, 165 internally. So we'll check it at an hour and 40. I don't want it to get overcooked and get dry. So we'll check it then, but for now we got other stuff to work on. Okay, so I got my onion and my bacon for my cabbage. I'm gonna get my cabbage washed and then we'll get it chopped and get it on the stove. All right, I've washed my cabbage, so this is the pot I'm gonna cook it in, so I just threw it in that when I was washing it. But I'm gonna take it out, and I may have snuck a little piece of bacon. I'm gonna throw these onions that I cut in there. I'm actually gonna put the bacon in there too, so I have more space to chop. I cooked this bacon extra crispy because it's gonna be cooking in this and it's gonna soften up. So that's why I wanted it extra crispy. I really don't even need to chop it. I could just crumble it with my fingers. And I'm not saying by any means these recipes are healthy. Of course, the chicken had butter on it, and this is gonna have a little bit of butter in it, and it obviously has bacon. So I know that these recipes aren't completely healthy, but they're what works for me right now. They're what works for my family. So if this doesn't work for you, you can obviously alter it to the way it does work for you. I'm just giving my cabbage a chop, and then I'm just gonna get it separated a bit into the pan. But I'm gonna keep chopping up this cabbage and get it all in the pan, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, I've got all the cabbage chopped, it's in the pan. So actually I'm gonna give it a bunch of turns of pepper, lots of pepper. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're gonna do some salt. It's probably good, that's sea salt. And then, not everybody does this. You can obviously, I like to make recipes that you can mold to the way you like it. So things can be changed up, things can be added, not added, whatever. But I like to add some vinegar. And then I have some water. Why did I do that? I have less water now. I don't know how much water is in this cup, but I like to just pour some water over. And then also that gets all the pepper and stuff around. And then I'm gonna go in with about a half a stick of butter. And I'm just gonna wedge that down in there. Okay. And that's ready to go on the stove. I'm just gonna get the lid on here. Perfect. And then this is just gonna go on the stove. I'll add liquids as needed and stir as needed, and this should cook up nicely. All right, so I got that on the stove. Now let's get to our zucchini. So I'm gonna wash these really quickly, and then we're just chopping. Okay, so I've washed my zucchinis, and I actually just dried them a little bit, and we're just gonna chop them. I'm gonna chop these ends. Whoop! Runaway zucchini. Okay, and we're just slicing these. I'm gonna keep them raw, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with them in a second. So not super thin. You wanna cut these about like that. You could even cut them a little thicker. I've cut these a little bit thicker. You just don't want them to be thin. So if you've watched one of my other like prepping videos, I made this dip, and this dip is just yogurt. It's a Greek yogurt. It's like the Too Good or the 2G brand from Aldi. Just plain Greek yogurt, low sugar, low carb. And I mixed a ranch packet in there. So what I do is I take some salt and some lemon, and I just dip it in that dip. That is so good. It's so refreshing, just light. Oh, the lemon. Oh, the lemon really does something for it. So that's what I will pack in my lunch. I'll just pack these up like they are. Pack a little salt shaker, some lemon, a little container of this dip, and oh my goodness, it is so good. I'm gonna finish eating this one, and then we will move on to our last bit here of the fruit yogurt and fruit and chia pudding. So I made some chia pudding this morning. It's not completely set yet, so it's still runny. But if you don't know what chia pudding is, maybe I'll like put a little recipe up here. But I just mix like chia seeds, some vanilla, and like some milk. Any milk of your choice. I use almond milk. But I'll try to find a recipe that I can add up on the side here. It's pretty simple though. But it takes a little bit to set up, and mine isn't completely set yet, so it's still a little runny. So I just went ahead and put those into the dishes, or put that into these little dishes here. And then I'm gonna cut some fruit, put on there, and then I'm gonna make some just regular fruit bowls and then a yogurt fruit bowl. So I'm gonna get cutting this and get the fruit distributed, and then we're gonna be done, guys. First thing, I'm gonna cut these strawberries. I've actually already washed these, so all of this is washed and ready to go. And chia pudding is kind of like congealed almost. It's kind of like, I don't want to say like a jello, but like a thick jello almost. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but once it sets up, it's a little bit thicker. So right now, the fruit is just kind of falling into it, which that's okay. I don't mind that. But usually if it was like really set up, the fruit would be probably sitting on top of it. That's all right. I should have made it last night, but that slipped my mind. So I made it this morning, but just wasn't enough time to set. Whoop. So right now I'm just getting these strawberries distributed around. Whoa, look at this strawberry. Look at the strawberry in comparison to my head. Like, this could be like my ear. It's probably bigger than my ear. That strawberry is huge. Anyway. And if you can hear my dog snoring in the background, sorry, but she's enjoying herself in her nap. She is a snoozing Susan. All right, let me stop being such a cornball and get these blueberries in here. rest of those. Whoop. All right, so in this last one, I'm gonna put some yogurt. I don't know where I was looking at that point, but in this last one, I'm gonna put some yogurt. So I'm just gonna do a big old scoop of yogurt there. This is the vanilla brand, the vanilla of the 2G Greek low-fat yogurt. I just get it from Aldi. They also make it in plain. I also buy that one, and I make dips with that. So that's kind of what I do to make like healthy versions of dips. That works out nicely. I'm just gonna cut up the remaining strawberries. To this fruit bowl, if you wanted, you could add little chocolate nibs or like little tiny chocolate chips. You could shave like some dark chocolate, or if you have dark chocolate, you could put that in there. You could top it with some chia seeds. You could top it with some granola, honey. I'm just gonna leave it like it is. We fit all those blueberries. Yep, nice. All that will go to recycling. This is gonna go in the trash here. And I think we're done, guys. I think we did it. Nice. So I've got some fruit bowls, a yogurt fruit bowl, some chia pudding fruit bowls. We have that zucchini that you can do with lemon and salt, or you can do lemon, salt, and the dip if you have the dip. If you're not a dip girly or you just don't have it, don't want to make it, whatever, you can just do the lemon and the salt on the zucchini. That's super good for a little snack or a little light lunch. You could pair some like string cheese or like something like that, little turkey, maybe a hard-boiled egg, something like that with it to add some protein. And we got our shakes done, so that was good. I like to get one of those shakes, at least 1 or 2 of those shakes in a week. So that was good to add the shakes. I'm glad that you got to see me make those as well. So we've got a little bit of variety going on. The fruit variety, we have a variety within the fruit section here that we could choose from. We have some zucchini that we can choose from for dinner, cabbage and chicken. We could add a sweet potato to that, or maybe not. If you don't want to do that, of course you can do whatever you want to do, but I may add a little sweet potato to mine. But yeah, we got a lot of things going. So we really did the thing, guys. We have a lot of options. I'm happy about that. I like to have things that I can just grab and go that are already ready. I don't have to think about it, and that keeps me out of the drive-thru. If I have things to grab at my house, that will keep me away from the drive-thru. Not only saves me money, saves me on calories, saves me on my health, and all that. You get it. So I'm glad I got to do this with you guys today. I am just continuing my journey and making healthy choices and trying my best. Of course, every day doesn't look the same, and every day is not super healthy, but I'm doing semi-healthy here and doing what I can. So of course, you guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for being here, and maybe I'll see you next time. Bye!